And we're delighted to have with us in the studio today Katharina Nohl. Katharina, welcome to our program.
Hello. Hi, Steve. Thank you very much for having me, and I'm very happy to meet you.
It's wonderful. And tell me, where are you joining us from today?
From Switzerland.
I see. Where in Switzerland are you?
From the very north, near the Rhinefall. It's one of these touristic sites. Yeah, close by. Mm-hmm.
Are you Swiss by birth? Are you a native of Switzerland?
No, I was born in Germany and I have lived in several countries. And for some reason, I settled down with my husband, who is Swiss. Here.
I see. And there you are in Switzerland. That's wonderful. Now, you had two pieces that were performed at Carnegie, which we'd like to talk about. And I believe these were your first two appearances at Carnegie. Tell us about the first piece. I believe you said it was a requiem.
Yes, it's a small requiem, La Lacrima, the tear. I wrote it for my father in dedication to his obviously passing, and it was during Corona. He didn't die of Corona, but yeah, other circumstances. And yeah, and I always thought one day I'll get it performed. He heard it and he enjoyed it, and it calmed him down. He really enjoyed it. I know, I've heard it. I was told when he listened to it, and then I thought, oh yeah, what a great fun and what a great pleasure he would feel that it gets performed, not in Germany, but in the Carnegie Hall, and
Right.
he would have enjoyed that and giggled about it.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah. And you also had a piece played by the Lanner Quartet, something called September Tango. It's an interesting title. Tell us a little bit about that piece.
Well, that was, I have been trying to write this tango for some time, but I always pushed it aside, didn't finish it. But then this opportunity came up that they would perform it, and I sat down and I completed it. And in the meantime, there was also that phase where I basically had it all together, but I didn't really get my head around, the order of the parts was a bit confusing. And I went to Scotland, went to visit my Highland cattles to breathe, to get a bit of a fresh intuition and breathing. And I came back and I just finished it very quickly.
I see. Tell us about the cattle behind you. That's a Highland cattle. I've actually seen them last summer. Is that a painting you commissioned?
Yeah, it's a painting I commissioned to an artist, Sam Fenner, and yeah, she painted that for me. And I wanted to have a memory from Scotland, where I love spending time.
Yeah, it's a wonderful country. Now, I was looking on YouTube and about you, and I came across a piece called "Rave" for hackbrett and orchestra, and I was completely bowled over with this piece. I've never heard anything like it. And for those of you who are watching, if you can go to YouTube and just type in Katharina's name, and that's you see her name on the screen, and search for this "Rave" for hackbrett and orchestra. Now, Katharina, tell us what the hackbrett is, because I never heard of it, but I was just amazed to see it performed. It had such a wonderful sound, and your composition was just overwhelming. It was wonderful.
Thank you. I'm flattered. But well, yes, it was a commissioned work from an orchestra in the central part of Switzerland, and it just happened to be, yeah, as it happens, I was involved with the hackbrett player. So hackbrett is just like you have this wooden frame, and then you have strings tied. And then there are different techniques that, also in different countries. But the overall concept of the hackbrett cymbal is you have it basically in all countries in a way, with a strong musical background. It is a way of playing music on tight strings. And then you make sounds, and then it really depends on the frame, how the frame is constructed and how the setting of the strings is, and so forth. Anyway, in Switzerland, you basically have such a variety of different hackbretts, smaller, bigger, different shapes, different wood, and they all sound different. And my idea, because it is such a strong traditional instrument in the Swiss music, I took it out of this traditional context, and then I wanted to give it a bit of a ravey touch. Well, I used to be at one time in my life I was a DJ, so maybe my old passion comes through every now and then with me. Yeah. So
Now, how did you learn to write for it? Now, it's a percussion instrument, we should say, right? Wouldn't you say? It's a percussion instrument, and you're sitting right next to a percussion instrument right now. The piano is a percussion instrument, right?
in a way, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, how did you learn to write for this very unusual instrument? And again, I would advise or urge our listeners to listen to this performance because it's really an extraordinary piece. How did you learn to write for it?
I worked closely with the lady that played it, and it's just well, she just told me the range, and she also said,
Right.
you can fix a couple of things, expanding the sound or this and that, and she told me some tricks and technical skills of what every artist has with their instrument. And then I just sat down and I imagined this is what it should sound like today, and I had great fun. I loved writing that piece, actually. Yeah.
Well, if it's allowed, we're going to play a little bit of it during this interview. If we can capture just a minute or two from the YouTube where I saw it. So it's a wonderful piece. Congratulations on that. So you're a pianist yourself, but also a very wonderful composer. And I've heard a little bit of your piano rhapsody called Spices, which received the Global Music Award in silver. Was that an award in Switzerland as well?
No, it's an international award from the US. That's
from the
actually
US.
it's more for CD publication, but they also have a niche for composition. Yeah, it's very well known for CD publication.
Yeah, that's a wonderful piece. And I want to conclude talking to you about your interest in bringing music, particularly to young people. You seem to have a passion for making music that young people can understand and appreciate. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I've done some projects with having children involved. Like I've done that quite a few times in different countries. The schools, they painted pictures according to the cycle, the Mussorgsky cycle pictures at the exhibition, and also other cycles, picturistic cycles, and they drew paintings according to the movements. Whatever they imagined, everything was possible. There was no restriction. It shouldn't be any restriction. It should be just fully their imagination. And what I always loved about it was that the teachers often said, they are very difficult. They're not interested. But in the end, it always turned out that the children themselves, they were very interested and so intrigued a lot more than what teachers proclaimed.
Mm-hmm. I also note that you have an interest in. You established the Swiss Female Composers Festival, so you have an interest in helping female composers see a little sunshine too. And who are some of the composers you championed?
There is one. Sandra Goldberg, and Daniel Hope has played her pieces a few times. Switzerland is a small country. You have to consider we only have a population of 8 million now. And we are talking about classical music is a niche. We're talking a very small amount of people that would do it. Right. But after all, there are quite a few that write music. And as I always say, the great composers have only become great because their music was performed. And if you don't perform the music of living composers, they won't improve. They only get better with opportunities of hearing their music being performed. So, and I wanted to give them more visibility, and also in terms of publication, I also publish for a collection. Mm-hmm.
Yes, you published the first piano book featuring works by living composers of Switzerland through Universal Edition. That's really quite remarkable. I admire you for that.
I also currently I'm working on the second one for piano and violin. This is going to be published this year. Yeah,
wonderful.
It's final. Mm-hmm.
Now, before we wrap up, Katharina, tell us what's in the future for you. What are some of the projects that are coming up for you?
There's for harp and orchestra. It's a piece that is to be their deadline in December, and then hopefully it gets performed the next year. It's lining up. You always have to do like this work way months before it actually gets performed, and it comes to that a highlight of the performance. Then there is another piece for 2 pianos and percussions. I also need to finalize an orchestral piece dedicated to the Orkney Islands. The Orkney Islands in Scotland. I wrote a suite consisting of 6 movements dedicated to the Orkney Islands. I need to finish that last movement, and then it can go.
Wonderful. And we'll conclude just by talking about the little poster you have to the right. Live, smile, love, and is the last word dream?
Yeah, dream like there is no impossibility. And there love like you have never been hurt, and smile till your face hurts, and live like heaven is on earth.
Well, what a wonderful way to end the interview. Good luck with everything you do, and we hope to see you again soon.
Yes. All the best to you with your projects too, Steve.
Thank you.
Many regards. Bye.